Dead? Rees repeated, staring at George Potter in shock. Dead? A spasm of unexpected grief shot through him. Although he hadn't seen Nate Bowditch for 18 years, not since Rees had marched away with the Continental Army in 1777, as boys they'd been closer than brothers. Are you sure? Potter put down his cup with a clink. Of course I'm sure. His wife herself told me of his death. I've never met her, Rees said. After almost 20 years? He lived on the other side of Dugard, not the Atlantic Ocean. What happened? You were such good friends. Rees shrugged. That story was too long to tell. We went in different directions. Nate has children too, did you know? 2 sons and a daughter, Potter continued, his expression stern. I'm sure they'd like to know what happened to their father. Rees expelled his breath as Lydia Jane entered with more coffee and cake. Potter cast her a glance, his eyes lighting curiously upon the square linen cap covering her dark red hair. Rees did not introduce her, although his eyes involuntarily lingered upon her face. He didn't know what to say. He'd met Lydia, a former Shaker, when he'd pursued his runaway son to the Shaker village of Zion this past summer. Although Rees had fallen in love with her, he was reluctant to marry again, but he hadn't wanted to give her up either. When she had nowhere else to go, he'd invited her to stay with him, as his housekeeper, just until they sorted out their feelings. Potter turned his attention back to Rees. It looks like he was beaten to death with a scutching knife, Will. It's murder. And the constable believes Nate's eldest son is the murderer. His son, Rees repeated. He was still struggling to digest the news of Nate's death. Nate remained in Rees's memory as the laughing, dark-haired boy of his youth, not a middle-aged man with a wife and family. Why does he suspect Nate's son? They were always at loggerheads, those two, Potter said. Nothing serious, I'm sure, but everyone knew. And Caldwell, with Richard in his sights, won't look at anyone else. The constable is a drunken lout, and the crew he hires to help him is worse, tavern rats from the Bull. He paused, and when Rees said nothing, went on in a rush. You know Caldwell will take the easy way, Will.